G'day everyone and welcome to episode 27 of the Coin on the Cob podcast. This is episode 27 and going strong. I am your host, Leadbrain, and joining me today is the infamous Sacramaeus. How's it going, mate?
Hell yeah, boys. We just did a whole episode ranting on Destiny. Our frustrations. I repeated myself and clamoured on, but fuck you, it was a good episode.
That episode, we've been meaning to do that episode for such a long time.
Yeah. We just wanted to get it out there. Like, I'm fine with the themed episodes, but I also find it easier when we stick to, like, you know, we'll change subjects constantly.
Yeah.
Package the podcast.
Yeah.
In a sense.
And then especially towards the end, we kind of padded off and talked about other stuff.
Yeah, I've been tempted for ages to get a PS Vita. Not just because you got one, because there's so many good exclusives. Like, let's make a comparison. The 3DS is less powerful and has way less good exclusives than the Vita, right? Because the 3DS, what do you have? Mario
I will
Land.
say the downside to the Vita is, like, if you just...
You know what the main drawing point to the Vita is? For me, the fact that you can download any PSP game backwards compatible.
Oh, yeah,
I wanted
PS2
to do that.
games as well?
Yeah, that's awesome. I wanted to do that, maybe get some, like, Mortal Kombat up in this bitch.
Yeah.
Maybe get some Mega Man powered up, right? Maybe one of the old Lord of the Rings games I played.
It's good, but the downside is, it is not cheap.
Ooh.
Like,
well,
this...
what did it come out?
this-
2011? It must be cheaper now.
I got this second-hand, $200.
Oh. Jeez, that's more expensive than the 3DS, but I don't care. You know,
Yeah, but keep that in mind.
3DS
You've
doesn't
got to
have-
also get a memory card, which costs like another $50, and you cannot get other ones. It has to be a Sony proprietary one as well.
Well, it's not like I'm starving for money. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like it's a solid device.
It is.
There's a few games where I go.
I tell you why I'm tempted
controls
to
are
get one. You
funky.
can get the Jack and Daxter trilogy remastered on the Vita, and you can get the one that's drawed me to it, Uncharted Golden Abyss. They put that on the Vita and nothing else.
I know.
And apparently it's one of the best ones ever. Like,
The Vita is actually no. Talking about handheld consoles,
the 3DS
so we've got
is good, but
we've
it's
got the
disappointing.
we got the Vita here. I do.
Now,
I just got it specifically for one game.
Oh yeah,
Persona 4.
That's fine.
That's
I
it.
might even get that. I really love Persona 5.
It's really good, but
So, yeah.
I will say this. Of the current generation, so there's of all the Persona games I played, 3, 4, and 5. I feel like 5 is the best.
Yeah.
4 is... See, think of it this way. 5 is like solid style, fun, good soundtrack.
Yeah.
4, sorry, has probably better characters. Like you get to know your party a lot better. But that being said, it's more repetitive. Like the dungeons are the same.
That's
sort
fine.
Of thing.
That's
like
fine. They do that all the time.
Yeah.
For like big
yeah.
AAA titles.
And the soundtrack to Persona 4 is more like upbeat and happy.
And this one's all like jazz and chill shit.
Yeah, and Persona 5 is more jazz,
I like
laid
that.
back.
I like that stuff though.
And then Persona 3 is Persona 3.
Okay.
Persona 3 is basically go from cool, awesome jazz, cool and collected, then go to happy, upbeat, everything. And Persona 3 is, I'm gonna fucking die.
Well, see, here's the weird thing. It's kind of like, even if somebody says to me, "Oh, the one you played's the best," the older ones aren't as good. I still really want to go back and check the older ones.
The older ones are good, but it's got
Yeah.
tone shift between them is really different.
That's fine. But
Tone shift.
But I'll actually say, like on Persona, I've noticed the platforms that's available on it really fluctuate weirdly. Like, let's say you can get free on the PS3, that's it. You can get this new one.
It was on the PS2, then it was on the 3.
And there's one that's exclusive to Vita, all this
Yeah,
shit.
Golden is the exclusive
Obviously,
one to
like,
Vita.
you can't just pick up Persona on Xbox or Switch. I would have loved to get it on Switch, but apparently PlayStation exclusive.
It is PlayStation exclusive, which is such a
yeah.
damn shame because it's such a good game.
Yeah.
It's one of those games where I would go, you have to buy it. I don't care, buy it.
Obviously, I get triggered when it's only on one console, but if I have that console, I don't care. I'm fine with exclusives, like Crash Bandicoot Insane. That was an exclusive for an entire year almost, and it came out recently on Xbox One, on Switch. But, you know, Persona 5, I've got a PS4, so I don't mind buying it, and I have it, and I'm loving it
Let
so
me tell
far.
you this. Of the 3 games, let me tell you this, what I would want. Like, when the 6th one comes out, you've got to have the combat from 5, the characters from 4, and the soundtrack from 3.
Yeah.
That's, like, because the soundtrack in 3 is the best one.
Okay.
The characters are the best in 4. And the combat is the best in 5.
Well, if they want to risk it and try something new, go for it. Odds are it's going to do well. Maybe it'll flop a bit, but it'll still be great. But because the Persona 5, I've heard nothing but good things. I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk negatively about it. aside from Gergak, who found it boring. But other than that,
How do you find it? Like, that's the one. If someone found it boring, I just will go, how?
well, he said he loved the game almost unconditionally, but he found that places when you're in a dungeon like Kamoshida's Castle or the Mario Lair or fucking whatever, that you're basically going in a linear park with a safe room every corridor or so.
Oh yeah, you do. But that's kind of like the Phantom Thieves style. It's let me tell you this: the dungeon design in 5 is a lot better compared to 3 and 4's.
But other than that,
3 and 4's. If you go back and play 3 and 4, you will hate 3 and 4's dungeons.
Oh, that's alright, but I don't mind playing it. I want to experience it all.
'Cause-
I hate a few Zelda dungeons, but I still play the fucking games.
Because think of it this way: Persona 5, when you do your first playthrough, you kind of have to take it slowly, and then your second playthrough, you can just rush through it, kill everything.
Because you're getting used to it all.
4,
You rush through.
after you get used to the first dungeon, you can basically rush through every other dungeon.
Yeah. Because
And then 3 basically forces you to stop.
what are 2 and 1 like? That's
I've never played 2 and 1.
like really old. Like
They're really old.
because I remember it's like in Grand Theft Auto 1, you play it on the PS1. It's got like overhead
down.
pixelated graphics. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just
It's one of
plays
those
like
things
shit.
where it's just like, I probably should play it. Because Persona 1 really didn't... Persona series didn't really start until the second game. Where it had 2 games in that same time frame.
Like Final Fantasy sort of
Innocent
shit.
Sin and Eternal Punishment.
Yeah.
But and then it really became its own series around about 3.
Okay.
Because everything, it was based off Shin Megami Tensei and then expanded into its own thing.
Everything's fucking inspired by Shin Megami Tensei. Persona, I think Undertale with the whole befriend the fucking monster or whatever.
Oh yeah, like a lot of those mechanics were from there, but Shin Megami Tensei is a lot darker, a lot more evil. And...
Yeah, I've seen some of the dialogue in that. Holy fuck.
Whereas Persona's a bit more upbeat and happy.
I remember there was one in...
Except
I think it was Shin
except
Megami
3.
Tensei whatever 2 or some shit. One of the monsters was like, I'm gonna steal your soul and send you to hell or something like that. Oh, good Jesus, man.
Yeah, I know. It's dark and evil, but that's at the same time that's sort of a thing. But
I like
that's
that.
primarily why I got my Vita for Persona 4.
Yeah, and the Vita has so much cool shit on it. There's like this PlayStation version of Smash Bros. That's really intrigued me.
All-Star Battle
It's got like
Royale.
Crash and
Yeah.
all the shit on it. A lot of it I don't care about. There's some really good stuff on the Vita, but it's like it's on the Vita. It's exclusive to the Vita. Like I like.
And the problem with the Vita is, it's really good.
Yeah.
Like this is a really good solid handheld
And the fact
console.
that you can buy not only PS2 games but PSP games, you can
And the
download
thing is-
any of them on it.
And the thing is, that Sony did such poor management of it.
yeah,
All they had to do was just release PS1, PS2 games on it.
and port it easy done.
Done. That's
But
it.
somehow-
They would have had a massive seller.
But because
That's
Nintendo
it.
had fucking Super Mario Land and Pokemon X and Y, the 3DS outsold it somehow.
Like,
Which is weird because the first 2 years the
because
3DS
they could
sold
have just
awfully.
put it like what?
And they brought out
Because you could have just had someone buy a PS Vita purely for just Silent Hill.
which fuck I want it.
Silent Hill is on the PS
I
Vita.
know. I heard about that.
It's ridiculously
Silent
good.
Hill.
It's just that management messed the product. Like they had a good product,
Dude, I heard
they just messed up.
you can play like every Resident Evil on that.
Oh yeah.
And I really want Resident Evil 2 to play through it again because I haven't played it since I was like 8.
I think the thing is like that's really like it's just like a solid game that has
But
all the
it
games
just-
in the world.
if it's the price, because you said it was expensive, I think it's the
It was
price.
expensive. Like a brand new one, it's gonna cost you $400.
Well, the fucking
the brand new one's gonna cost you $450.
Nintendo's console was. Well, it really came out 2011. They didn't make a Vita Slim or anything like what they did with the PSP.
I cannot remember, but I just like looking up online when I was interested in buying
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
A brand new one was gonna cost me $450.
But I still don't.
I
get
just saw that. I'm just like, wow.
The Vita is a better console. I've held it. It feels better in your hands. It's got 2 analogs. The 3DS has Mario and stiff controls. Don't get me wrong. I like the 3DS has great exclusives, but the Vita actually draws me to buy it.
Yeah, but the thing is,
They've been out since
the
2011, haven't they? 2011.
I do not know.
2011,
Like,
I think it came out.
I think one downside is it's got a touchscreen.
That's
I've
fine.
installed a new game now.
3DS has that too. See, I'm really.
And it, as well as like PS Plus too. It's a really good motivator to buy PS Plus too because you just get like a couple of free games a month on it.
And
as
you
well.
can't you link like your PS3, 4, whatever on it.
And use it as a controller.
Yes, that's the best thing ever. The 3DS doesn't do any of that shit for like the Switch or anything.
Yeah.
It's the price and the fact that like it's just like Ratchet and Clank where Nintendo can be like, hey, buy the new Mario, buy the new Pokemon.
Like as you can imagine, like this is the store now. Yeah, I'll just quickly show it to you. But it's whilst that's loading, so we had the Switch and the Nintendo.
Yeah.
And then the Nintendo.
And the Wii U.
How fucking normie does that sound? The Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Then you had. What other handheld consoles are there?
If we really want to start, go back to brass tacks of handhelds, because I love handhelds. It's in some ways they're more convenient than regular consoles. The very first handheld ever, I believe, well, not the very first, but the first few ones were like the original Game Boy. It was just the Game Boy, really like it was dot matrix Game Boy. It had a really green screen. There was also the Sega Game Gear.
What I'm saying is, like, in this current era of games, what are the current handheld consoles?
Well, let's see. You've got PS Vita, which hasn't sold too well.
I think the PS Vita's like ended support. I think Sony's finally ended.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's not wanting me to get it is because they're just going to release another like PS Vita 2 in a few years.
I don't know.
As if they're not going to launch like fucking PS Vita 2 or PS5, you know? They're going to launch them alongside each other.
Honestly, I don't know anymore.
Well, it lasted 2 generations, PS3 and 4, so...
Yeah, so...
There's only like...
Yeah, so you got demos, themes, PSPs, PS1 classics, minis, apps, trailers...
Yeah, you can get the whole... You can not only get Insane Trilogy on that, you can get like the whole fucking shebang on it.
Yeah, like...
You can get Mortal Kombat 9, you can get like Terraria, which really irks me. I really love it on a handheld.
Let's just go to M, for instance, because you wanted Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Look at all that.
Holy
A lot of it is, like, generic shit, but...
Yeah. Can you search up Mega Man for me?
Yeah,
sorry, guys, but let me just explain this to the audience while you're searching it. Mega Man 1 was re-released on the PSP under the title Mega Man Powered Up. It was revamped, really nice cartoony aesthetic graphics. You could play as every Robot Master from the first game, plus some new faces. It was a really fun game. It was a failed attempt, of course, because it was on the PSP, and the PSP sold like shit. Despite
Mega
being
Man
awesome.
X, is it?
Oh my god, Mega Man Maverick Hunter X. You can buy it on the PS Vita store. It's a remake.
$15.
That is the best price ever. It's a remake of Mega Man X, one of the greatest games of all time. And it even has a bonus campaign where you can play as like one of the antagonists.
Holy shit, you can get Undertale.
Yeah, Undertale's on PS Vita, like it was on PS4.
I haven't, like, I got it because I want to play it more.
Yeah.
But every time, I just look at it and go, wow.
There's so many good games on it. There's so many old games you can buy. So many good exclusives. Uncharted Golden Abyss. I'll say it again. Looks fucking phenomenal.
XCOM.
I wanted to play it for years. XCOM 2 is probably on it too. Mortal Kombat 9, the complete edition, is on it. There's so much shit on the Vita. You can get Undertale if you're an RPG fan. You can get a bunch of Final Fantasies. But it just didn't sell as well. And I honestly, besides the price, what irks me about that? Why didn't it sell as well?
Partially because it was really expensive. Oh, there's no Mortal Kombat, unfortunately.
That's alright.
Oh, well.
You can get the game, but I think you can't buy it on the store. I've seen it at the store a billion
Oh,
times.
okay. If you've... Might be one of those things where Sly Cooper, they
remastered the trilogy on that. Ratchet and Clank, I think the trilogy's on there.
Yeah, I know Ratchet and Clank's on here. Jak and Daxter trilogy.
Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, fucking Crash Bandicoot. So many exclusives.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
The Walking, obviously.
Every Telltale game in fucking existence, probably. Every probably Lego game, but they're just normie games. As in exclusive, they got so much good shit. What does Xbox have? Halo. You can probably get Guacamelee on there too. That's one of my favorite beat 'em ups released in the past decade. That was so polished, so good. The Vita has so much good shit.
Yeah, it does. It is a solid.
But the 3DS just outsold it somehow because it's like, hey, Mario, get it on a cheap handheld.
God of War.
God of War's on there.
Yeah, Grim Fandango remastered.
Guacamelee.
Look at that,
Fuck. If it had Mega Man Powered Up on it, I'd just leave right now and go buy it. I don't care.
The downside is you have to kind of... Either you got to look online or you got to start rummaging through pawn shops.
Yeah.
I think that's the one
well,
downside.
eBay exists, I guess.
eBay exists.
I've been getting a lot of shit off there recently, I'll tell you.
Oh, so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
eBay's so good.
Yeah, the convenience of the PS Vita has always irked me to buy it.
Yeah.
The fact that they're going to probably release another handheld
and I will say this,
inside the PS5.
I will say this, the battery on it is good.
Like 5 hours?
I have not... Let's put it like this. Every time I've gone to sit down and play it for extended periods of time, I've never noticed the battery, come up with the battery.
Because I was I was watching one of Catacross's video, Catacross, he's alright. I was watching one of his videos. It's a bit more child-friendly, but is enjoyable for the most part. I just watch his retro game videos or whatever. And he was talking about how, he could put his 3DS in sleep mode, and half the power will be drained within, 8 hours. He could put his Vita in sleep mode. 3 days later, it's still, got heaps of power on it,
Yeah.
It's such a powerful device, and it's so convenient. It's got so much good shit on it. But I don't know, it just didn't do as well as the 3DS because
Because
Nintendo
at
never...
the time of release, it was the worst handheld console.
Vita?
Because it had zero support.
Alright. It's kind of like the Switch. It launched with practically jack shit. It launched with,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, DDR and, like, a puzzle game.
And Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. And then what did the Vita launch with?
I do not know.
Tetris? Some shit like that?
It probably launched with like some generic games.
It's kind of like there's a big title that pushes it. Switch launched with Breath of the Wild. It would not have sold as well. And the Vita launched with Uncharted Golden Abyss, which I've always wanted to play.
But the thing is, there's a couple of gimmicks on it. So notice here, that back section. There's a point in it where, like, because I've been playing Metal Gear 3 on it.
Yeah, you can get the Metal Gears
on
it too.
If you tap the back of it, your character, Snake, stabs.
Yeah, it's just a gimmick.
It's annoying.
But then again...
Because you'll be walking along, and the way you hold it like this, right? Your character basically, every 10 seconds, walking.
But then again, you can turn a lot of that shit off.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
There you go.
You can.
And also, the fucking 3DS doesn't have a D-pad that's good enough. It has one analog stick.
Like, if you want, hold it. Hold it.
It just feels so natural to play with.
It feels right.
I'm getting some fucking Mega Man on this bitch.
Yeah.
Best thing ever.
I know. So good.
Yeah. But, the handheld market back in the 90s, what was it? You had Game Boy.
You had
Sega
everything.
Game Gear.
Yeah.
Sega Game Gear was this massive, bulky, it was like half of this little folder you have here, pretty big folder.
Yeah,
and it required like 6 AAA batteries or some shit.
Yeah.
Or 6 AA batteries, which are even bigger. That's why kids didn't want to hold a brick. That's why the Game Boy, it had Mario on it, obviously, so it's going to sell well. And it's small, practical, required like 2 AA batteries or whatever. That dominated the handheld market. Launched Nintendo even further than what they already had with the N64, whatever. Nintendo did something really stupid. They partnered with Sony to make a new console. The Philips CDI or some shit.
Yeah, the Sony CD.
The Sony CD. That got cancelled and they partnered with
then
Philips. But then Sony's like, wait, Nintendo's doing this well. Why don't we make a console?
Why don't we make a console?
And the PlayStation 1...
And they came out and they crushed the market. They came in and they built...
It single-handedly killed... The Sega Saturn sold so badly because kids were like, no, let's get a PlayStation. It's got Crash on it and all that shit.
Nintendo created Sony, and now they've created a behemoth they cannot compete with.
Well, they're friendly with them. It's just like... It's weird because if Nintendo wasn't so stupid and they actually partnered with them, we could have like superpowered consoles.
And also, the one thing I had noticed is with the game generations is one company tends to dominate one generation, then another company tends to dominate the next generation.
We can actually get into that. This is a good topic, console wars and all that shit.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Imagine today if we had the Nintendo PlayStation 4 and you could play Odyssey and God of War on the same system and it was really good. Like
Halo and everything on one system.
Yeah. As the years went by, Game Boy Advance, improves on it, whatever. PSP came out. I've personally loved the PSP. I grew up with it as well. But it just didn't sell well, so it died within a few fucking 7 years or whatever, while the DS just lasted fucking eternity. A handheld system should not last 11 years, I'm telling you. But yet it did. 3DS came out. I enjoyed it. Wasn't as much exclusive to the Vita. I originally wanted a Vita, but I'm like 10 and I don't have much pocket money, and the 3DS is cheaper and it's got Mario and Pokemon. And the Vita...
Pokemon!
And then the Vita just kept getting more shit, and I'm like, fuck, I've got to get this eventually.
Yeah, I know. But then, so... Back in the 90s, it was always Sega and Nintendo. Nintendo dominated for such a long time.
Well, here's the thing. Before the crash of 87, you had the Atari 2600. Simple, Pong style gameplay.
Yeah.
Then after that, the Nintendo NES came out. Everybody fucking loved it. It sold so well.
Yeah, so
You had like Super Mario, Original Zelda. You had Kirby, had all this shit on it, right?
Yeah.
You had Castlevania. You had all this good shit. SNES came out.
Yeah.
And to coincide, the SNES, Sega stepped into the scene. They made a new mascot called Sonic the Hedgehog, who's had a lot of shit games. Really good one recently. Mania, highly recommend. I don't care what anybody says. It's fucking phenomenal. Which, by the way, you can probably get on the PS Vita.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, that happened. The Sega Genesis came out. You had a lot of classics like Altered Beast. All this really good shit. Nintendo had Castlevania, Mario, Super Mario, Link to the Past, all this good shit. Console wars. Like, the marketing was fucking super. Like, they'd have Nintendo commercials making fun of Sega. Sega commercials making fun of Nintendo.
Yeah.
Went on. I think the SNES sold slightly more, but that's just slightly. And gaming was fucking booming at the time. Then, in the late 90s, besides a crisp, clean, nice-looking, SNES 16-bit sprite, they switched to 3D, which at the time probably looked great, but now 3D hasn't aged as well as like the clean, nice graphics from SNES style,
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got like really ugly polygons that look terrible now, but they were fun back in the day, and I can still replay, Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Crash Bandicoot 1, and I'll still love it. Not only did the N64 come out, the Sega Saturn came out, which is their response. Saturn sold poorly for 2 reasons. One, had barely any games on it. Two, the PlayStation also came out, and that was just...
And then
it was
PlayStation
cheaper.
just...
It was cheaper. It had every fucking game you could possibly imagine, besides Nintendo exclusives. It had like really good CD-ROM quality and all that. You could play movies on it as well. The main selling point of the PlayStation did so fucking phenomenally well.
Yeah.
Sold a lot.
And the thing is, the PlayStation 1 came up and then dominated that generation. Then the PS2 came out. That dominated that generation.
PS2,
but the PS2 was the weaker console of that generation.
Yeah, it was.
But the only reason the reason it won that generation was because it had every game possible on it.
It did. It had fucking...
It just had everything
my
on it.
PS2 stack... if I check now, my PS2 collection is probably stack up to your fucking...
Oh, yeah. Your
shelf over
PS2
there.
collection were huge because you just could play everything on it.
Yeah, but then there was my GameCube collection, which is like PS2.
Tiny. Yeah, PS2.
So out of SNES and Genesis, I don't know who wins, but I'd say that I like SNES more. Then
And
PS1,
then-
N64, Saturn,
And then
fuck Saturn.
Microsoft entered the game.
Well, before that, let's just put it to brass tacks. PS1 or N64?
Sorry, what? Repeat?
What do you prefer? What do you like better, PS1 or Nintendo 64?
I had a PS1 growing up.
I had
not
both,
an N64.
but I had an N64. I'm going to say I like N64 better. PS1 was a better system and had a bigger library, so they technically won that generation, right? And it sold so well. Then the PS2 was like the highest selling console of all time, wasn't it?
Yeah, the highest selling console of all time.
Yeah.
It was ridiculously popular.
The only thing that's gotten mildly close to beating it was like the Wii. But yeah, the PS2 coincided. Microsoft came in.
Yeah,
the original Xbox.
the original Microsoft, the original Xbox
sold fucking awfully.
Yeah, but
until Halo came out.
it did not do as well. It was able to compete,
Yeah.
but it just didn't do as well. And then the following generation came out. The PS3, Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Just started
I would
duking
say
it
that out of them,
360 won that generation.
Yeah, I like the 360 more. I love the PS3.
Only because...
The online was booming.
Yeah, only because online was booming.
And it was cheaper. Like, did you see what the
if we
PS3
did-
launch title was like $500?
Yeah, the PS3 was a lot more expensive.
Yeah, and it was bulky as fuck. They brought out PS3 Slim and sold it more.
and sold a bit more.
But getting back to the previous...
Sorry, just going through each generation, sorry.
Yeah,
the PS3 was more expensive, had fewer games this time around, but it also had backwards compatibility.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, it did.
Like,
But then
it was
they
sort
got
of
rid
like,
of
that generation was very like,
Backwards compatibility kind of died off.
yeah, and as well as like games were sort of like, yeah, we could do this.
But we won.
It was sort of like one console does this, one console does this. It's just kind of like, well, what would you prefer?
Well, see, let's make a comparison.
I felt that generation was very close in terms of what was and what wasn't.
Yeah, I'm going to say that the 360 was slightly better. It was a less powerful console, but the games on it, the convenience, it was so good.
Yeah.
But then getting back, the PS2, it could play PS1 games on it.
Oh, yeah.
It had every fucking game you could possibly imagine that wasn't Mario Kart, right? It sold so well. The console itself wasn't too powerful. Like, you can go back and play... let's use this for an example. You could go back and play any game that was on Xbox. Xbox sold really terribly until Halo came out and boosted it into fucking oblivion.
Yeah.
Still nowhere near as close as PS2. But it outsold the GameCube, and the GameCube was the most powerful out of the three systems. Nintendo had a powerful system. I know, weird to think, right? But yeah, the GameCube came out. Didn't sell as well as PS2. It may have had some cool exclusives like, Ikakua, Luigi's Mansion, whatever. But other than that, PS2 sold so well.
Yeah.
But the PS2 was so conveniently priced. But then the PS3 was like, hey, $500 for this new console with barely any games. And I'm like, what did it launch with? A revamp of Shadow of the Colossus, which I love, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And then
and then they've revamped it for PS4 now.
Yeah, 360 came out. It was less expensive. It was like $399.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 360 obviously had Halo, which blasted the Xbox original to oblivion. And Halo 3 was like the highest selling game ever, right?
It was like at the start of of that console, it was very 360. But then as it kind of went on...
Well, that's because the PS3 got less expensive. They released slim PS3s.
It stopped becoming... like the newer generations have kind of stopped becoming one-sided now.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be like when the PS2 came out, it was PS2, obviously.
Well, I was that kid who had a GameCube and a PS2.
Yeah.
But, I had more games on my PS2.
But then,
PS2 more.
But then then what was the generation? Is the current generation we're in?
Yep.
The PS4,
Xbox One,
and Xbox One,
and I guess Wii U/Switch. It's hard to tell.
Hard to tell. I know.
I'm gonna say half. The
Wii U was
failure. Did not sell as good as the Wii. Had no good things about it. Had a really cool game library, but that was after a few years. So what they've done is they started porting Wii U games to the Switch because the Wii U didn't sell well and the Switch is selling better. And I like the Switch. The Switch isn't a very powerful console, but it's really fucking cool and convenient and fun. It has really nice exclusives. But the Xbox One and the PS4, the launch was kind of weird. The PS4 outsold it a bit. I think it still is, to be honest. The Xbox One, what did it have when it launched? Jack shit. It had like Rise, Son of Rome. Same with PS4. The launch was awful. They had like Knack and like Rise.
Oh yeah, easy, yeah, Knack.
And they had more exclusives coming out over the years, like Infamous.
Infamous Second Son shortly came out.
Yeah, they
shortly
had like
after.
Titanfall, but then Microsoft would keep losing exclusive. Bungie games are now going to be on PlayStation 2. Titanfall 2 is going to be on PlayStation as well. So PlayStation kept gaining stigma.
Yeah.
And releasing like PS4 Pro, PS4 Slim, all this shit. And the way the PS2, the sales kept going up.
Yeah.
So that's what helped them out a lot, you know?
Yeah. But the one thing about, like, as the generation went on, obviously, is that the divide between the consoles, they've slowly started copying each other.
Yeah.
Because Xbox introduced the paid subscription.
Yeah, and the fucking PS3 did it, and PS4 did it, and then the Switch did it.
No, the PS3 never had it, and then the PS4
had it.
Yeah, they've just started copying each other.
I played the game and I have an internet connection. What do I need to buy your gay service? Ugh, it's annoying.
Yeah.
PC gaming doesn't have that. And you could say a PC master race, but if everything was on one system,
the problem,
in this case the PC,
the big problem
they could get away with anything.
The problem with PC is to have the rate that games are going at.
I just prefer console gaming to be honest.
There's always the thing is like the amount of people that have a good quality gaming PC. Yeah. There's not many.
I'm getting there. I can probably buy one now.
You can probably get, but the problem is like to get because the thing is with a PC, not only do you have to be able to get one yourself, have the money to build it, but then you've also got to be savvy enough to know how to maintain it yourself.
Because I remember back in the day, I would just plug in an Xbox 360, PS4 controller, and I'd just play like Elite Dangerous or fucking Minecraft with a controller on the actual PC. Yeah. And it felt better.
Yeah.
I like the keyboard. You know.
It's all about preferences, really.
Oh yeah.
Like.
I can get it down with a good controller. Like the controllers over the years, PS4 is probably the best controller. Like one of the best controllers.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, the best thing about this generation is PS4 and Xbox One controllers are probably the best they've ever been.
And you know what the really odd thing is? You know how the PS3 and Xbox 360 generation, that generation went for 8 years.
Yeah, it lasted so long.
It was the longest gaming generation.
In my mind, that's how long it should be. I want at least 8 years to build my collection.
And the thing is, 4 years for the PS4 and Xbox One, that went by really quick.
Yeah.
Like, Xbox One, PS4 and Xbox One got released, 2013?
2013, late 2013, might I add. And what is it, mid-2018 now, right?
Yeah.
So
4 years
we're fucking halfway through the year now.
4 years has come and gone really quick.
So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, well, yeah.
Yeah. So the
barely
thing is,
5 years.
And generally a console's life cycle is 4 to 5 years.
And even
it's only because the fact the last generation was abnormally long.
Sony have said, one of the CEOs I think said that PS4 is at the end of its life cycle almost. And
yeah,
that's like,
both
come on,
are.
just make it last a few more years. Come
both
on.
Are.
Like it's sad because I've only just in the past year or so started building a bigger PS4 collection.
Yeah.
Like I'm ordering shit off eBay left and right. I just got the Mega Man Legacy collections for some good fun.
The thing is,
got a
gaming
Melee,
is
God of War.
really expensive.
Oh yeah.
Really expensive.
Well, I suppose if it's like stick to one console, just have a PC, you're gonna do fine.
Yeah, but PCs, you're even forking out even more money.
Yeah,
like the argument is, a PC will always be cheaper. It's like, yes and no.
Yeah, pretty much.
Same with the console, yes and no. Like, first you got the base one, which is usually, like, depending where you can get, $400 to $500.
Well, I guess it's like, there's a lot of variables. How many controllers you're buying, what games you're buying. Are you getting
how frequently
specs?
you buy a game.
Yeah.
Do you get the yearly subscription?
Yeah, subscriptions and
like,
stuff.
if you've got a PC, right? Say you got a high-end PC, right? What are you probably going to use to play? You probably want to play the latest games.
Yeah.
I'm not
in a rush to play fucking Fortnite or anything. But
yeah, me neither. No, I'm not. I'm not in a rush. Like, there's always pros and cons to each one.
Yeah. It's just like, what does this do better than that one? Or what do I prefer this more convenient for? What can I buy on this?
Yeah.
Like, what can I buy on the Vita?
And the services, like the PS Plus is a pretty good service.
Yeah, more or less. I think it's been fine so far.
Yeah, like, what's Microsoft? Microsoft Live?
Xbox Live.
Xbox Live.
You got Xbox Live, the Switch's gay paid service, and then you got PS Plus. All works pretty fine.
Yeah,
it's just
like,
that, come on, man.
The thing is, like,
PS3 didn't do
as
this.
long as, like, PS Plus's incentive is basically, like, you could get PS Plus alone on, like, what they... It's just like, every few months or so you get
Yeah.
every month there's a new month, you get 5 free games. You just got to keep paying the service. It's like, okay.
It's weird because like what I was getting back to, if we all played on one system, like Xbox stop production, Switch stop production, everybody's on PS4 or everyone's on PC, that's a monopoly like Disney's becoming. That means they can make what they want, when they want, and they can like get away with anything. They can put bullshit things on one service because they know there's no other option. You know, that's why you get bullshit trends like more microtransactions. Remember when Xbox One tried to pull the DRM bullshit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you can't have a monopoly. You need to have multiple options. It's diverse, it's fun, it gives you more replayability, and there's no monopoly making stupid decisions because then the other side will make fun of them and be like, ha, we don't have this bullshit service, but they do. Buy our console,
Yeah.
Like that's what the console wars of the SNES and Genesis
Yeah,
going
it's
that far back.
like I know there are people who like will say, "Oh, exclusives are bad." Well, they are bad, but at the same time, they're supposed to be like
I
selling
think they're
points
bad
of
at all, to be
consoles.
honest. I like the selling point. As you said, yeah, perfect, brilliant.
Like, sell me the console.
Yeah, tell me what I'm getting on it, how powerful it is, how convenient it is, what are the prices.
Yeah.
All that shit. And it's good. It's got heart and all that stuff. And it's got replayability, as I've said. Value. Value is a big in the box, by the way. But,
Yeah.
the big thing about it is, do you remember when Sony, you got marketing too, do you remember when Sony made fun of Microsoft's used game thing and was like, how to borrow a game?
Oh,
and it just gives it to
Oh
them?
yeah, they're just on stage. Here you go.
Yeah, that's a light roast that can be like, oh,
Xbox
see,
One.
we don't do this shit that's always
Xbox
been in
One
place.
really messed up.
Yeah, it's done better so far, but it's like, they had no exclusives, bullshit policies, a bad reputation from its announcement.
And the fact they had to do so much backpedaling as well.
Yeah, like, oh, sorry, we're not going to do DRM.
No, we're not gonna do that.
Sorry, we'll enforce it over the year. Sorry.
Sorry, we're not doing that. Actually, no, you can buy secondhand
And
games.
it's got good exclusives that are technically exclusive, like Cuphead or whatever. Because I'm a good platformer, run and gun guy. I'll buy something like Rise Son of Rome and not really enjoy it as a stupid dull action game. But then on the other hand, I'll buy Sunset Overdrive and enjoy the fuck out of it. But on PS4, you've got God of War. I like the best exclusive. That shit's on all the Xbox ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, then on Switch, they have great exclusives. They got like the
I think one
Smash Bros. They got
Actually, to
Odyssey.
be honest with you, one thing that phases me about PC gaming at least, is that a lot of people will push PC gaming, but the thing is, they'll go, oh, it's more open market, it's a lot better, you can actually compete more on PC. But the thing is, I remember there was one time where Microsoft was trying to push when they were putting Quantum Break on the PC, right? Yeah, in order to get it, you had to go through the Microsoft store.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Let me tell you,
You have to link up your Microsoft account to like this Xbox One bullshit.
Yeah, okay. So the thing is, like, everyone threw a hissy fit at that, and I just thought to myself, look, if your market is, if the PC is more open, then you have to take into account the Microsoft Office.
Yeah.
You got to take into account. But then when everyone gets a gaming PC, it's always Steam.
Yeah.
No, everyone ignores every other option.
Well, it's a
except
monopoly
Steam.
argument, but Steam isn't a dick about it,
Yeah, Steam. Yeah, but the thing is, it's still the monopoly.
Yeah.
That's still the problem. Like, even though the consoles are becoming more and more online, and they should probably fix their price, because I mean, $100 for a brand new game is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would personally, in the States where they complain about, $60 a brand new game, I would love to pay $60 for a brand new game.
Well, that's American dollars.
Yeah, but that's still cheaper than what we pay.
Yeah, I guess it's shipping and all that stuff. I don't
Yeah, but when it's
pretend to know how it
digital,
works.
when it's a digital copy,
It's
there's
cheaper?
there's like literally nothing. It's like you're not paying someone to stock it on a shelf.
Yeah.
You're not paying logistics. It's literally on a server, and you pull a copy down from the server.
Well, what if fucking Call of
That's
Duty
it.
World War 7 or whatever is like, $50 on the digital store, but you go to an EB Games and you see it on sale for like $28.
I'll get it on
Sometimes
sale.
it's more
I will get it
convenient.
on the sale.
Call me old fashioned, I prefer the physical copy.
Yeah.
That's just me. I like having all this stuff.
I find it. I do prefer digital copies now because I find it easier just to go. What do I feel like playing? Straight to it, bang. I don't have to get out a disc and put it in.
Yeah.
I do prefer digital. It's much easier and much quicker.
It is a lot more convenient, but, nothing as satisfying as, getting a game, putting it in the console, playing immediately, not having to download, I suppose there's an update bullshit now.
Yeah.
Installing.
Installing.
It doesn't take as long, but that's annoying. That never happened with Xbox or even PS2 for that matter.
Yeah.
It's just that gaming got a lot less simplified. You got the online store, and I like that. I like that it's more complicated. It's got more options. You got streaming services. You got YouTube on it. You got all this bullshit like the online store, and it goes so well, right? But at the same time, it's like, wait, this is just a PC, just less expensive.
Yeah.
That's convenient.
Yeah. And it's all simplified. It's got its own operating system and everything.
It's just like the PC has like pretty much every game in existence besides Nintendo exclusives.
Yeah, well,
like, I wish.
No, PCs don't have. Well, PCs do have everything, but with like emulators and stuff.
Oh yeah, but then you could vaguely. I remember my brother got Smash Bros on an Xbox once. He hacked it, obviously, but I suppose that goes both ways. You can claim that for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could easily talk about going circles, going pros and cons and whatnot. One of the downsides with PCs are a mess at the moment. It's like there's so much early access. You go to Steam, early access.
I just don't pay attention to early access or any of that bullshit.
Early access is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, and they're all just gonna be stupid Flash games anyway. At this point, the quality's kind of gone down.
And the thing is, like, the other issue with PC gaming is a lot of games that come out are not optimized for PC.
Yeah, not properly anyway.
Not properly anyway.
Quantum Break, that was a disaster when it came out.
Yeah.
I played through the whole thing on Xbox though. I heard horror stories from my brother brought it on the fucking PC. Not optimized properly, frame rates crashing.
Yeah, game crashing and all that.
Shit. And
which is a genuine problem because of the fact that the reason a lot of the issues with PC gaming stem from the fact of costs a lot of money, and as well as there's so many variants in it where it's just like, look, a developer cannot take into account how many variants on PC. Whereas like if you get an Xbox One, it's the same across the board. That Xbox One is the same to the 500th one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whereas a PC is like, you can sell a PC, but every PC has different components.
Yeah, with the graphics card.
Different software drivers, different versions, different operating systems, different everything.
But with Xbox or PS4, it's just like one solid thing that goes into it quite well.
Yeah. And just when you put it in, it works. The same with PC, it works, but at the same time, there's issues. There's always going to be issues whenever it comes to technology. Always is. Well, it just depends to what variant does someone actually willingly accept it.
Well, Batman Arkham Knight, that launched very poorly, right?
Yeah.
Glitches and everywhere, and it didn't work well on PC when it's meant to work really well on PC, right?
Yeah.
And then they obviously day one patched it, or in this case, 3-month patched it, right?
Yeah.
Disaster for the most part, though. In fact, I think I got it removed from PC for a while because it was just so bad. But yeah, why does everything have to have a day one patch now? Did that happen with PS2? No, make the game, delay it for added polish, fix the bugs, then release it.
Yeah.
Not everything needs a day one patch or whatever.
Unless it's not Daikatana, man.
Daikatana.
Or Duke Nukem.
Daikatana's like the worst game ever.
Not worse than Ride to Hell Retribution.
No, I like Ride to Hell Retribution, just how bad it is. I played through it twice. It's fucking hilarious. You just drive to one place, beat up this guy, he kills you, and then it's like, oh, I come back to life, kill this guy.
The legendary reason why he doesn't like you, because he didn't like your dad that much. Awesome.
Damn.
I figured that much.
He's a Vietnam War veteran, and he looks like he's fucking 20.
Yeah.
It's a pretty fucking stupid game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Then, it's weird, because PC, sometimes it takes fucking forever, right? Because let's say GTA 5, one of the biggest games of all time. Actually, I think that's the highest selling game of all time now, GTA 5.
GTA 5?
There was an article I read that said, 2 articles, so hopefully it's not bullshit. It said that GTA 5 has made more money than any movie, game, console ever.
That does not surprise me.
Remember, it sold so well. It sold 1 billion copies. It sold at least 1 billion copies.
It would, because it's just like gaming now is a serious medium.
Yeah, it's like Rockstar support GTA 5 like it came out fucking yesterday.
It's now like
GTA Online's massive.
It's the same with. Like, it's just as time has gone on, it used to be like the theatre, where everyone used to go for performances, and and actors would be given awards for their performance. Then it morphed into radio, and then radio became
TV shows and video game.
Well, then it became movies, and then movies became TV shows.
Yeah, it's just evolving.
And then the current entertainment now is gaming. Gaming is just ridiculous.
Yeah, but there's all these annoying trends that crop up, like microtransactions, day one, early access, all this bullshit. That brings it down slightly, but if you just ignore that, stick to the good
But as long
path,
as like we're aware of the bad, we can fight it.
Yeah.
Like I think we can all assume loot boxes are dead now, because so many developers have said we're not putting it in.
Yeah, but it's still.
But that being said, I think it might have been more out of consumer rage. Plus, as well as
it's just pure greed, though.
A couple of countries laying down the law on loot boxes.
Yeah, like
going, nope, this is legit gambling.
Fucking Switzerland or someone say, no, we're outlawing this shit.
State of Hawaii.
State of Hawaii. This is child gambling.
And some Scandinavian countries said we're looking into it, and now I think when they said it, a few more countries started following suit.
Good, make it
and
better
just going,
game.
look, we should probably look into this. Because the thing is, like, gaming isn't taken seriously by, like, older people.
Yeah.
It isn't until, like, they see how much money it makes and some of the business practices they do people go, okay, maybe we should look into this.
Yeah, it's just pure greed at this point. Like, where were they a year ago when this was happening with CSGO gambling or whatever, you know?
CSGO gambling kind of started it, I think.
Yeah, all the lotto and all that shit.
But the thing is, CSGO gambling actually never got investigated as a crime.
Well, yeah, well, I mean...
It was, like, seen as an ethical issue within the community.
Well,
but it seriously was a crime.
All these dumbass YouTubers like Syndicate and T Martin, which will stick on gaming, but I just want to say they were being retarded and lost all their credibility by supporting and finding out that they actually own the stupid lotto site.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of gaming, there's so much scummy shit in the industry, alright?
Yeah.
It goes beyond microtransactions and early access, okay?
It's kind of like if you owned a casino and then you rigged everything, like you were showing it off,
Pretty
and
much.
you were rigging everything for you to automatically win every time.
Let's make a comparison. You know the claw machines you see at every mall?
Oh, God.
They're rigged to like only loosen when you spend a certain amount of money on it. Like after 3 or 4 tries, then they'll loosen it slightly to make you think it's not a scam. That's literally how they're designed. Yeah, like my uncle used to manufacture some of them. Yeah. And he was telling me about how they're designed.
The way those machines are designed, they're designed in such a way that after X amount has been put in, do they actually spit
It's
out?
basically a fucking loot box at this point.
Yeah, but it's a loot box where you watch, like, you just...
Where you might not get anything.
Yeah, but the loot box sort of gives you stuff back.
Yeah. So remember when Angry Joe was like, you know, I spent this amount of money on Star Wars and I got nothing. You don't support it in the first place. Even if you say, I'm testing it out, don't support it. Just say no.
Yeah. And I think the thing is, I want to say Overwatch really started the loot box trend.
Well, that was more or less skins and stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't buy into any of that. I've never bought a loot box in my life.
Yeah.
Apart from one time when my idiot brother stuck on my account and bought easy fatalities for Mortal Kombat X. I've never bought a loot box.
Well, they're not really loot boxes. That's just
That's
buying
still scummy,
easy
though.
tokens.
That's stupid.
Which
Useless tokens.
Which is it's bullshit anyway, but
Yeah.
I can see why they'd sell it though. That kind of makes sense to sell it.
It's just annoying. Just type in the bloody code. It's not hard.
But but that being said, at the same time, these companies are businesses at the same time.
Cynical, cold businesses. I mean, these corporations, they only see green for the most part.
Because you've got the developers who genuinely care and genuinely want to make money. No,
Who?
well, developers that genuinely want to be good. Then you've
Hideo
got
Kojima?
and then you've got the business side of it, and they're like, no, we just want to make money.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the problem is, like, they focus so much on the marketing aspect, which is just kind of like, look, I'd rather you spend all that marketing and development.
Just that there's so many options out there now. There's online advertisements. There's obviously TV advertisements. There are advertisements on their own PlayStation Store.
You could literally
Xbox
just
Store,
stick up a
Steam.
banner
Yeah.
of a popular thing, and that's...
Be like, hey, CSGO Gambling version 2, that's totally legit. And, you know, have some stupid buzzwords like IGN gave this a fucking 69 out of 69. You should get it. You're missing out. If you don't buy this, you're missing out on all the hype and all that shit. It's so cleverly marketed, right?
Yeah. I think the worst part is the mic trick in recent years. The mic trick is the worst one. Like, it's not the worst one to date, but I'd say it's pretty, like...
I know about it, but I'm a bit vague on it.
So the mic trick is basically... So, you know, Ubisoft was the one who really started it first. So it's like, you know, in The Division and Rainbow Six Siege...
Yep.
Where it's like they had a bunch of people, like it was clearly scripted, like you could tell it was scripted, and they were basically going through their entire plan and not calling each other cunts. It's like, if you wanted it to be accurate, I can understand why from a marketing standpoint why you wouldn't want it to be accurate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like, come on, why is it gotta be unrealistic? Because, like, seriously, like, whenever you're in a game lobby, what do you hear more than you're a fucking idiot?
You're gonna kill it!
Yeah, see?
Idiot kids
Yeah, so,
crying.
like, if they wanted it to be accurate, there would be shit music blaring the whole damn time.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's weird because you know what a trend at E3 does? And E3 is meant to be like a gamer's Easter or a gamer's Christmas. Time of year, whatever. It's like every July they show off new games, new consoles, new announcements for the upcoming year or so, or what they're developing currently. Okay, now that works pretty well for the most part. I like E3, and in fact, I'd like to go there one day. Bit hard in Australia, but I'll work it out.
We'll fly there.
Yeah, something like that. But E3, they do this all the time. Live action trailers. Piss off! I don't want to see an Assassin's Creed or a Destiny 2 live action trailer. All right, they show off. Do you know what a vertical slice is?
Yeah, just a segment of gameplay that's like highly scripted.
Highly scripted, very lies a lot of the time, and then they have to make the rest of the game, but they make it so differently, and it's like, where's this? Why can't I throw my axe like Thingo did in Assassin's Creed, or why can't I jump over a ship and then shoot this beam like they did in Star Wars Battlefront and all this stuff? Vertical slices, lie, never trust it, never. I mean, I've gotten to the point where I physically cringe when I see some big game that I may or may not be looking forward to open with a live action trailer. I'm like, just show us gameplay, okay? Fallout 4 didn't do that. They just showed like you running a bit of nice 50s or 40s music.
Oh yeah, they kicked off they gave you like a cinematic, and then they were like, all right, I think we should show you guys some gameplay. Ready to fuck some shit up? Done.
That's how you open a game with actual gameplay. Okay?
Which was kind of that was like fun. It like opened up with funny Fallout. But Fallout was still... I did not enjoy Fallout 4, to be honest.
I enjoyed it, but I don't think it was great.
I don't think it was as good as people... I found it really repetitive.
Well, obviously, IGN
like, it was just like, a settlement needs your help.
That's what Fallout is, basically.
I hate it.
Well, that's the thing. One of my favourite games of all time is New Vegas. Because that had so many good elements, right? And Fallout 4 was like, hey, let's not do that. Help out settlements and explore this really bleak environment where enemies just swarm you at times. Like, ugh. Got flashbacks to that stupid Call of Duty Zombies crap.
And the one thing that kind of irked me about Fallout 4 is how easy it is to actually legit kill a Deathclaw.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's
you kill one in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, probably, like, first hour of the game, you kill a Deathclaw.
So, yeah, it's really weird. Man, Fallout is like, 76. Do you think it'll be good?
I don't know.
I don't know, because they haven't shown off anything. That's the point.
Yeah. Actually, come to think of it, with Cyberpunk, they haven't shown anything of Cyberpunk. I just feel like it will be good.
Yeah.
But that's probably because the developer, CD Projekt Red.
Like, Hideo Kojima's new fucking game or whatever. They're not going to release it, they're just going to keep making trailers.
No, have you legit seen some gameplay of it?
Nope.
I've seen gameplay of it.
I
still have no fucking idea what's going on. I
didn't look hard enough, but it's like he's just probably going to release a 7-hour cutscene.
No, I seriously, like, watching gameplay, I still have no idea what it's about.
You reckon?
No. I've watched gameplay of Last of Us 2. I know what Last of Us 2 is about.
Oh yeah, because we played Last of Us 1 and we know this might expand.
I've seen gameplay of Days Gone. Yeah. That looks interesting. I want to play Days Gone.
Last of Us 2, if you're making a sequel to one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time, do not play it safe. Please experiment. Even if it backfires, which is a pretty high probability, you cannot play it safe, okay?
I don't know what they're going to do with
I know, that's the thing. What's going to happen? It's like a story where two characters and just
they brutally
stroll around
kill
again.
More people?
I don't know. It's just weird. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do, but they have to do something big, okay? Because this is, as I've said, one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time. Had a really good story, really good characters and all that. It's not Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll blow us away again, or maybe it'll just be mediocrity at its finest.
Who knows?
Well, IGN's going to give it a 10 regardless, so critically it probably won't matter.
Oh, man.
But based on my opinion, I'll see. I'll buy it, and hopefully it'll actually be good.
Yeah. I think the year that Phantom Pain came out with Witcher 3, didn't it? Or
Phantom Pain came out. Yeah, Witcher 2015.
Yeah. That year was really weird for Game of the Year. Because some people said Phantom Pain should have been Game of the Year. Some people said Witcher 3 should have been Game of the Year.
What came out 2015? Fallout 4, Witcher 3, but I'd say Witcher 3 is a lot better.
I think Game of the Year was nominated between Fallout 4, Witcher 3...
No, not Fallout 4. I'd say Witcher 3 is my favourite game that year.
But it was... Phantom Pain was maybe? I don't know.
Phantom Pain was good.
I think Phantom Pain was really good. But I think it was because people were reluctant to give Game of the Year to Phantom Pain because it had Konami.
Yeah. Well,
I think that's why.
A label should not dictate the actual quality of the game. It's just obviously it factors in a bit, but it's like.
Well, no, it's more along the lines of Konami does not deserve to be given Game of the Year for this.
If they make a good game,
it should be Kojima, but they prevented Kojima from receiving it.
I don't know. They're stupid. They're a scummy company.
Yeah, they are. Beating
a dead,
Pachinko.
Bloody, destroyed horse.
Like, seriously, Konami could just remaster the Silent Hill series.
Not cancelled Silent Hills, or maybe it was a reimagining. Cancelled. Fuck.
They could seriously. Konami could just seriously just dominate the industry, but they don't want to.
80% of the game, and then they just cancelled it. But that's just wasting development. Why?
It's just like you
Dead Island 2. I think that got cancelled.
Jaeger walked away, which is like, that sucks, because that could have been fun.
Just like Dead Island was never great, so I'm not too disappointed, but I wanted to see it.
Dead Island 2 kind of had a more, like, hey, let's just do zombies, because
lighthearted, but it was going to be fun.
Because, there's one thing that annoys me about a lot of zombie games is they always go for, like, dark, depressing...
Yeah, they do that every time, literally every time.
But then Sunset Overdrive kind of, like, kicked off, like, hey, we can actually have fun with this setting.
I fucking really like Sunset Overdrive. It never got a sit. Well, maybe it will, but, like, why didn't more people buy it? It was actually really fun.
I think it's because it was an Xbox One set.
Yeah, as I said, it's like the Vita. They have so many good exclusives, but nobody just buys it.
But the thing is, like, I would have loved Sunset Overdrive.
It's really nice.
Because it's just, like, it focuses on how fast can you move.
I played it 3 times now, and I still think it holds up. It's so good.
Yeah, oh, man.
I'm not overselling it. It's not amazing, but it's really fun.
Like,
so fun.
Yeah, and even the development, when someone first pitched it, they came in blaring a boombox
really?
to pitch it to the board. They were like, let's do this.
Let's fucking do this, boys.
Let's do this,
boys. Yeah, no, great game. Regardless. So obviously there are some diamonds in the rough sometimes, but the most part of the industry itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And end it there, or got anything else to say?
I'm just thinking, not so that I'm aware of. I can't really think of anything overly that I need to like speak up. I'm good.
Yeah, me neither, I guess. All right, thanks for joining us for episode 27 of Coinflip, guys. We'll see you eventually.